Not expecting too many people to show up to this live stream. I ended up getting some spare time on my hands, so I thought I'd go ahead and play a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just to, you know, something quick and simple that I can drop without the drop of a dime. And I see Alan's already here. There we go.
So what are your thoughts on Capron?
I haven't read your book yet, Alan. I've been busy with college work.
Okay.
I barely have some free time right now for the most part, and I thought I'd do a little stream.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. So my friend keeps fucking bitching at me to play, but I only play this game on stream, you know, to try and, like, you know, keep it all the duels there. And unfortunately, that means I don't have that many decks available to me. So I'm currently trying to. Oof, son of a bitch. Actually, we can make that work. So we'll go ahead and do this. Right here. And that is all we can do right now. Regarding your automata, as I mentioned in my other... Wait, are you fucking kidding me? A Mischief at a Time Goddess and no... Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Alright, so I'll be a normal for summon. Okay, yeah, well, so we can actually use this one just fine. Let's go ahead and continue here. Okay, so we can't activate her effect this turn. Hello, Scalper 4, good to see you. Alright, let's go. Oh, I forgot about that. I'm doing pretty good. Got some free time on my hands right now, so I thought I'd come over here and play some Legacy of the Duelists. What are my options for linking?
I've got to ask, what is your thoughts on the Yu-Gi-Oh movie? The newest Yu-Gi-Oh movie?
It was a pretty good movie.
Okay.
Not quite sure what you wanted to hear there. Oh! Okay, let's go to banish that one. Huh, I could have sworn that card's effect was... Oh, it has to be special summoned, okay. Oof. Okay, so we got the full goddess package now, but unfortunately, it's not really going to help us out right now.
I've got to ask, who is more heinous, Rao or Souther?
Wait, Alan, are you serious? Fucking Souther. What kind of question is that?
Yeah, but is he, like, vastly more heinous?
Yeah. That was kind of the whole point there. That's why they all kind of looked at Souther with disgust.
True. But Rao is like one of the biggest enforcers of blood on his hands, despite the fact that he does have some morals.
Unfortunately, those morals just aren't present with Souther, so... Or more...
I guess.
No, yeah, they're not present with Souther. All Souther does is, while Souther does respect his fellow warriors... This is called Fortress Resonator, right? I can't remember specifically. Oh, here we go.
Raoul's a bit more gray zoned.
Yeah, that'd be the correct way to put it. Oh my god, Fortress Warriors, you fucking kidding me? I can't do shit. This is fucking ridiculous.
To tell you the truth, it's kind of hard to say if Raoul is actually a bad guy or not. Like Virgil. Virgil may come across as a bad guy at first, but if you analyze him a bit more, he's not actually that bad.
Are you kidding me right now? Oh my goodness.
Virgil's actually not that bad if you analyze him. At first he seems that way. I remember
Who the wait,
looking.
hang on. Ice Cars, what the fuck are you talking about? Issei gets wrecked by Nero. What are you on about? Oh, actually, hang on. Which version of Nero are we talking about here? Because the version is going to matter here. Yeah, no, if we're talking DMC5 Nero, he's gonna stomp out, fucking Issei. Now, you could argue Issei's hacks would give him an advantage of some capacity. 1 second. Hang on. First things first, let's take a look at what we got coming up next. Boom, boom, boom. Next, mill. Are you retarded? Is this a troll? I'm just gonna assume you're trolling here. Hang on. It's like Dash Warrior, right? That's his name? Dash Warrior?
If we're gonna go game mechanics wise, like game symmetry wise, if we go by like the actual game symmetries, then yeah, Nero wouldn't be universal. But if we were going lore wise, Nero should be universal.
I feel like this guy's just trolling, but hang on, what the fuck is... Do you guys remember? It was Dash Warrior, right? I'm not crazy here, it was Dash Warrior?
It's very rare in terms of like game symmetry rise, in terms of like using actual height and the game symmetries for a character to be universal.
No, okay, so it comes after.
It's very rare. It's very rare to have a universal character by using their height and game symmetries to make them that powerful.
Hey, what the fuck? Oh, there we go. I mean, then you're wrong.
I doubt Nero is that low in terms of like country to multi-continent level like that, because he was able to hurt Eruzan, and Eruzan was able to take down post DMC2 Dante. And this is official. This is in the cutscene. He did scratch Eruzan's hand, which is something that post DMC2 Dante couldn't do until he got a power up.
Are you fucking kidding me? That wasn't enough to kill him? Hang on, can I burn this son of a bitch?
But
I mean, you're trolling then. Hang on a minute. No. Hang on a minute. I need to check something. Because I recognize... Oh yeah. My video for the Game Awards got copyrights claimed the other day, actually.
Wow. But it's like as if when it comes to people downgrading DMC, they're judging by...
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is chaos. Yeah, alright, yeah, I thought so.
But it's like as if people are judging by game symmetries in terms of like downgrading DMC.
Yeah,
And yeah,
say, I recognized his comment.
in terms of game symmetries and judging by their height and the actual game symmetries, then yeah, they wouldn't be. But lore-wise, they should be.
Can I burn him?
And I mean, at best, in terms of game symmetries, Mundus is city block level. Game symmetry-wise.
Right,
Not lore.
Oh, that is complete shit. All right, let's just go ahead and give him a Scrap Iron Scarecrow. We don't even need to banish that.
And even if they do have their like, even by size enhancement,
Hello,
it
guys.
still might apply to some of the rules. Hi, KOZ.
It's your boy Chaos.
Oh, Chaos.
Decided to join the actual chat instead of staying in the comment section.
AK Ice Cars 79.
I mean, personally, for me, I am more of a fan of Tier 6 than Tier 2, honestly. Honest to God, I like Tier 6 way more than Tier 2. Honestly. Because Tier 6 really is powerful enough. I mean, in comparison to us, it means a hell of a lot. Tier 7 alone could dominate so many nations, but Tier 6, pretty much unstoppable. Like, Tier 7 has a high chance of dominating all the nations in the world. If you have Tier 6, it's pretty much game over from there. Which is why Tier 6, I find Tier 6 to be a very underrated tier, because it alone is immensely powerful enough. Like, anything past that, like, Tier 5, there's a reason why people consider Tier 5 back then, why it's considered to be an iconic tier, is because it encompasses everything Tier 6 has, the entirety of it. And I've always been more of a fan of Tier 6 because it is well overpowerful enough, in my opinion. And Capron, in his early times, in like the early 1950s, is planned to be on Tier 6. And don't get me wrong, Capron is a lot stronger than that in 1980. He's a lot stronger than that, like from Tier 4 and Tier 2. But Capron, his plan, like in his weaker state, back in when he wasn't that powerful, was more on Tier 6. Was on Tier 6. But I always liked Tier 6 a hell of a lot more than Tier 2.
Alright, well,
A lot more.
That was a pretty easy fucking setup.
Yeah. And I like Tier 8 a lot. Tier 7's pretty good. But I'm not the biggest fan of Tier 10 or Tier 2 and 1. I think Tier 2 is an overrated tier, to be honest.
Oh, we can add some.
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah. It is very overrated. I'm like, it's used so much, so frequently now. I didn't like that its meaning of being taken as a big deal is losing its meaning. I didn't realize this for a while, but now it's just I don't know, man.
One turn K, I think that's
By the way, Sim.
Okay.
roughly an LTK.
By the way, Sim. Do you still think Dante is omnipotent?
I don't even understand where you got this from.
It seems to me, lore-wise, Sparta is implied to be somewhat omnipotent, or is treated as such.
If I remember correctly, you did say that Dante defeated Mundus, who is comparable to the biblical god.
No, I never mention real religion in my channel. I make it a point not to mention that.
You know, that's actually true. Mundus does kind of look like a god from European mythology, like Greeks and religion.
I mean, old man with the beard is a pretty standard design for God, so...
Not gonna lie, but I was afraid of Mundus when I first saw him in DMC 1.
Yeah,
Eh.
he was. I thought he was pretty scary for the time. For the time, he was pretty scary. I mean, now that's the norm, but back then, when people didn't have YouTube and see this stuff all the time, like, okay, when you like get a video disc back then, you didn't have any videos to like desensitize you and so like saying like, oh, I've seen this before, because when you get something like this, it's more surprising, like, oh shit, like a YouTube, like I didn't see this before because YouTube didn't show it so fluently like they did. It was much more shocking back then than it is now. But yeah, and that's what made things before 2005, like, or even before 2010, so special, is because it was more surprising to see something so abysmal, because it wasn't shown, so it wasn't flaunted so frequently, like, and it felt more satisfying for you to see it yourself. But I don't know, it's just that charm is long gone now. That charm, I don't know. It but yeah,
Did you
like
say Mask of Speed? Which mask is that one? That's Pohatu's mask, right? Oh, that's gonna be fucking weird. They're gonna give Pohatu's mask to fucking Tahu. That's gonna be fucking weird.
my honest opinion, the most underrated tiers are tier 4, 5, 6, 8. But
Well, I mean,
tier 9,
fucking stream. I'm not gonna fucking watch it on stream.
tier 9 is the saddest tier of them all, in my opinion, because most 9C, because there are real life 9C
These fools
people.
don't know the glory that is Bionicle. What are you getting after with that shit?
Like, there are real life 9C people. I have family members who are real life 9C. Like, they've breaking through doors and all. And it's a reminder that 9C or low is just a scary tier, and anything past that is just a nightmare. Like 9C is in of itself a nightmare, and it's kind of sad how that seems to be forgotten now.
Tier 9 battles are one of the best.
Oh, hell yeah! Like, tier 2 battles are just... I mean, it's not to say they aren't cool,
but chat's dead right now.
I'm gonna be frank with you about tier 2 battles. They are usually one note, usually one-sided. While tier 9 battles, they have a higher chances in lasting longer. There's a reason why I made that Joker versus Schizo blog, because while Schizo may have had the upper advantage, on my opinion, slightly, there was a chance that Joker was going to take him down, like, from blowing each other up with such a enormous ass explosion. But tier 9 battles really are the best, honestly, to tell you the truth. I love tier 9 and tier 8 battles because they're visually appealing enough, while battles like tier 3 and tier 2 are just so rampant, so out there, so just outlandish, while tier 8 can have properly balance itself with its speed. Tier 9 and tier 8 are very good at balancing itself with not going too overly fast. Like, they're fast enough for you to perceive it, and
This guy's running.
the explosive amount and the usual amount of hacks is not too much to feel as if it's becoming one-sided.
I have no fucking clue what this guy's trying to do.
And even if the characters do have a high amount of regeneration, it still can have an interesting choreograph behind it. When I look at fights, I love hearing about choreograph written descriptions, rather than just like, oh, done, card game, done, it's just finished, like, oh god, it's like, I want to see these characters act like fucking characters. You know what I mean? Like I want to see these characters when they get hit. Okay, for example, when you're in a fight and you get hit, how do you react?
Okay, I'll say who's a tomato.
Like, how do you react when someone hits you? Like when I get hit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I get as angry as the Hulk, and all amounts of emotions rush through me. Yeah, like but apparently in terms of like talking and debating about characters fighting each other when they get hit, it's just like it's so one note. There's no emotion behind this. There's nothing like it's as if they come across like okay, like when you get hit by something that damages you. You feel enraged like the Hulk. You feel enraged like the Hulk, even if you're crying and upset. And it's quite. It's just. It baffles my mind that these characters on these debates and just the internet in general are just treated as if they're not actually struggling through sweat, like as if they're running. It seems to me that the debaters seem to have a better emotion and acting as characters than the actual damn characters they're debating about. What the hell? Seriously, that is, the reason why I became so fascinated over power scaling and all this other stuff is because I was fascinated over how they reacted to getting damage and how the upper hand was coming to them. I don't give a damn about how the debaters react. I only care about how the characters react. And it upsets me. Because I don't give a damn. Like unless if it's just for amusement, for like to see fun, do stupidity fights, like for amusement. Because I am amused over seeing how they struggle continuing on and on. But if it's for like a literal debate and how they are struggling to beat each other, and like if it's for one that is like taken seriously, like I'm amused over trying to do stupidity fights. But if it's like a actual debate over a character that's fodder to someone who's superior, yeah, then why would I give a fuck about like the match unless if it's just for an amusement? I only care about I only care about stronger versus weaker, like significantly weaker debates, which aren't even really debates for just my amusement. I don't actually care for them because of debate, but I enjoy them for just screwing around, you know. But in terms of like actually talking about how this could be at least somewhat close and all, like in terms of that, I just don't care if they're fought. I just don't care if they're like fodder to that character. And it's not to amuse me. I just don't give a damn about it because that means there's nothing really taken seriously about this. There's no stakes when making a debate on something that's actually supposed to be a debate that even both debaters can agree that has some merit on. And it just outrageous me, and I don't get why it's not treated as like when it comes to things that have some legitimate debate, it's not treated as if it's some type of struggle. There's a reason why writers write characters from a lot of times and struggling to fight against each other, like Spider-Man versus Green Goblin and Spider-Man 1, and how they reacted to being the living hell out of each other. That was an unforgettable final battle due to how Peter was just getting his ass handed to him by Norman, like, you spat on my face. Ooh. Like, seriously. I when it comes to really looking at true, real, hardcore debates, those are the ones that I come for. I want to see ones like real, hardcore, raw boxing matches. Give me a damn boxing match, not some cheap ass one note or if we go like this, like in a flip of a switch. Screw that. That's not interesting. That is not remotely interesting in the slightest. It's just cheap, and it's just like that's it. That's what we have had our stakes for. say what you want about Death Battle, but at least they had some reaction in terms of like hitting each other or something like that. At least they show some type of struggle. In terms of like just, and I guess just on text and comments on it, but it seems as if that these matchups are treated like as if they're just, it's just done in a flip of a switch.
That would be the right fucking card to have on the field. And we can't do shit with this hand. So
If a match is at least somewhat close, despite from it is at least somewhat close, wouldn't it be a more fun to enjoy the entertainment of how they are going through some struggle and hitting each other? Because hitting each other is not like a card. It's not like a one-note thing. When you get hit, you are knocked out, or when you are not knocked out, you have a lot of emotions of outrage and reacting to being hit on the face or on some part of your body. Surely Zimitorn would understand this.
I am not paying attention to a word you're saying.
We're talking about why a lot of matchups seem so much lacking in character.
Because
it seems to me that
factor in character into a versus matchup.
It seems to me that the debaters seem more into character than the actual characters. I came to watch debate because I like seeing these characters react to how they were getting up hand.
Turn 2 boss monsters summon. Are you fucking kidding me?
And like the way Zimitorn is reacting when he gets screwed over in playing Yu-Gi-Oh or some game, he's like, "Fuck!" It's like that. That's what we don't see in these characters. Like when people are discussing about these characters. There's like, can you imagine if writers chose to go this way with the stories, making it so one note, no emotion, no reaction? Oh, they just win. That's it. Done. Go.
Fuck me over now.
Like, would that feel satisfying to you? Would that feel satisfying to you, Chaos? Or Chaos?
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, would it feel satisfying to you if like stories had fights where characters are treated as if how they're treated on versus Battles Wiki, or just being taken down in one note over one ability?
Oh my
over,
dumbass! Oh my dumbass! Oh fuck me! Did I fuck? Oh, I can't activate this anymore, can I?
Over one ability.
Fuck me!
Like,
I can't.
Okay. For example, instead of when they get hit on the face,
Blackluster Soldier.
Like, it seems to me that if every matchup in the story is treated as if it's just one note. I don't know. It's just like if anime battles and manga battles are treated as if like they're debated on versus Battles Wiki, just finished just like in the flip of the switch, then it would be boring. It would be boring if they don't react to being hit.
Are you kidding me? It works. It's fine. It's fine.
But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Zimitorn's reaction is what we don't see in these matchups of characters battling each other out. We don't see this. We don't see this much often. It's very rare. And it's boring. It's boring. It makes me lose interest in talking about power scaling because it always seems to me that they are more machines than the actual machine characters that they're talking about.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll play Monster Reborn.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated over
Sorry.
over how
That's in.
over how debating is done. It's just it just seems so cheap. I like what?
You know, a good tier 9 match, or any good tier 9 matches in general.
We're not gonna
Yeah, tier 9 matches are brutal. They are brutal. They can be tier 9 matches. They are real fight.
Refolding fucking
Like tier 9 matches are possible and real to happen.
Yeah,
But-
those can actually be quantified far more easily than higher matches.
Oh, tier 9 matches are easy. And what's ironic is that people don't seem, like when I bring up a tier 9 match on like a discussion thread, people don't know how to. People don't seem to know how to make much comments to it because
Wait,
they think
what the
it's.
fuck?
But instead, they think
This monster
one
back.
noted. What's
Did I
ironic is that
catch you?
they prefer two tier 2 matchups that are so one note,
Fuck.
so outlandish. They like something so cheap
You fucking gave me a second.
with so many abilities that's so damn convoluted. But tier 9's not that convoluted. It's simple, but it can have a lot of brutal things happening, and there's a lot of struggles. But as for tier 2, there's people go on about tier 1 having too many variables, but in truth, tier 2 is just as to blame, honestly, because you can go by hundreds of infinites within tier 2. So tier 2 is not as easy in debating as people claim it is. And there's a reason why tier 2 is becoming such a topic debating. And I get tier 1 can have toxicity due to how crazy one note things can get, how one-sided matchups can get. But tier 2 is almost as one-sided as tier 1, and in some ways it is because there's a lot of tier 2s. And it's just really tiresome.
Oh, what are these fucking
Nine.
hands? Good lord.
Tier 9, like tier 2s, it just seems as if it's going nowhere. At least with finite tiers, at least it seems as if it's going somewhere. Like, you talk about a solar system level character going up against a solar system level character. If you talk about a multiversal character versus another multiversal character, they'll say that this character was a lot more powerful than this, or lower than this, or they had certain other hacks, or this other hacks. While finite tier characters, it's easy to know. It's easier to know who's the victor, in terms of in between tier 10 to tier 3, it's easier to know who's the victor of those tiers than it is for tier 2 and 1. Tier 2 and 1 is a freaking nightmare. It is a nightmare, and I hate it. They're not even fun. Most tier 2 and tier 1 matchups aren't even that fun. They're actually really dumb. They're actually really freaking dumb, to tell you the truth. But
Hey, Alan.
You taking off for chaos?
Oh, nah.
Oh.
So, Alan,
oh my god, that's
do you know who Kayako Saiki is?
I want to switch back to this.
like, we're the simple matches. Like, why not just have Ivan Drago fight a fucking grizzly bear? Just fight some big hairy grizzly bear. I don't care. I like at least that can give me more of an idea of who would win. Like, at least that's more fun and more brutal. But tier 2 matches. Here's the thing: people say that they can be easy to debate or somewhat easy to debate. But that couldn't be further from the fucking truth, to tell you the truth, because due to the fact that there's countless of infinites upon infinites upon infinites within tier 2. And while tier 1 indefinitely does have the larger gap, tier 2 has an endless amount of infinites that could easily go one-sided just as tier 1. So it's just, I'm just saying,
What the fuck is this?
I would like to see solar system matchup.
Go on this boss monster. Yeah, that's an immediate Red Dragon Archfiend. That's a turn 2 Red Dragon Archfiend.
I mean, I would like to see
So
like
it's
tier 5 matchups of Spyro versus Naruto, or Cinder versus Sasuke, or Kenshiro versus Yusuke Urameshi. But I just don't know how I feel about I'm just losing my interest for tier 2 matchup.
So, Zim, is Dante omniscient?
By himself, no.
Because if he isn't, then he's not omnipotent.
I mean, never claimed he was, but even then, that doesn't make you non-omnipotent.
Um, if you're omnipotent, then you should have every ability, be bound, not be limited to concepts and all that stuff.
The thing is, when it comes to nigh omniscience, they should be able to know how to level themselves up better, as they know how. Like, if an average mind can figure out how to level up
Oh,
and
it's been
get,
so long since I played this deck. I forgot how this works. Son of a bitch.
then how would an omniscient not know how to level up? People say nigh omniscients aren't like it's. People say it's not possible for a nigh omniscient to do that. But how would they not know? Unless if they don't, they're like incapable in doing it. Like they're in a hugely incapacitated situation. But
Alright, then.
I don't think that should stop them.
We should be good to go this time.
But yeah, I'm just frustrated with this tiering. I'm just frustrated with this, with how glorified Tier 2 is as this poster boy of versus matchups, when we all know that these matchups go nowhere. There's no rest with Tier 2. Like if you talk about any Tier 2 character, any damn Tier 2 matchup, any of them at all, fighting each other, there's just no rest. There's no break or anything. It just seems to me that debating who's dominant or inferior will never end for Tier 2 or Tier 1. But when it comes to Finite tiers, while there is a lot of that on there, at least there seems
What?
at least there seems to be rest from there. Like, at least it seems overall that people can accept the reality of the situation. But as for tier 2, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I'm just not a fan. I'm just the more that I think about it, the more I lose interest in it. And to tell you the truth, High 3A doesn't even belong for Tier 3, because when it comes to reaching Tier 2, it's supposed to be more than anything Tier 3 could ever be comparable to. And High 3A is way too high of a gap in between Tier 3A and High 3A, which is why I think it has something to do with Tier 2. I don't even think High 3A belongs on Tier 3. It should belong on Tier 2 as like some kind of low 2C in some.
No, that's wrong. For fuck's sake, you know what the difference is between 2C and 3A. Man, I'm gonna lose already. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, well, I'm referring to High 3A. It's way stronger than 3A.
Yeah, that's why it's called High 3A, but it's still not enough to make you 2C.
No, what I'm trying to say is that due to it being so high, that 3A could never
doesn't belong
be
on the
comparable.
2C, is what I'm trying
It
to
doesn't
say.
belong on Tier 3 either.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It is way too high
That's
for.
why it's called High 3A. It's infinite three-dimensional space. That's three-dimensional.
It's too high for it. The tier for every other tier focuses on finite tier. But besides from Tier 2 and 1, every other tier focuses on finite tiers, right? Except for Tier 11. And yet, all of a sudden, we get this one that's just something that's beyond any multiplication for anything. There's no like the gap is the gap is unreachable. The reason why I think High 3A should be in the Tier 2 tiering is because High 3A has an unreachable gap in between 3A. When you reach Tier 2, it's unreachable gap among unreachable gap.
No, the only difference is that one's a higher dimensional tier and one's infinite
Ask
space
yourself
and a
this.
dimensional tier.
Ask yourself this: no matter how high you get your finite attack potency, you'll never reach up to high 3A because it's a finite attack potency.
No, you can still reach. Again, you should destroy
3A
a statement, a place that's a infinite
can never
3A.
reach the high 3A because
Yes,
they're
you
in the
can.
finite attack potency.
Then
If
you
they go
have
100
infinite
times,
attack potency.
1,000 times, that's infinite. That's not finite.
Okay,
Infinite.
here's the thing though. If someone destroys what is stated to be an infinite three-dimensional space, that's going to be high 3A. Your feelings don't matter here, Alan. Oh, what the fuck is piercing damage? Double attack! And
You can't
piercing
level
damage.
up enough. The more you keep leveling up, you won't ever reach up to that system. You can go on for the rest of your life. You can go up until you're 2,000. No matter how high of a level you reach, you'll never reach up to infinite because it would take you as long as the age of God to reach it. If you were 2,000 years old,
or you just destroy something that's called an infinite space. Boom.
I meant like leveling up, like level 1 to level 2, level 3,
Yeah,
level 4.
that's why it's called high 3A. That's why there's normal 3A. Oh wait, I can
3A?
see this one? Oh, yeah.
3A stands no chance to high 3A though.
Yeah, that's why one's called high 3A and the other one's called 3A. I'm not
3B
sure.
stands. Okay, ask yourself this: how come 3B stands a chance to 3A? How come 3C stands a chance to 3B? How come
Because the
3B
gaps-
stands a chance to 4A?
No, they
How come
don't.
4C? Yeah. Okay, ask yourself.
Once
3B
you get to start a
stands
sword
a
system
chance to
level, you
3A.
don't fucking get there.
Ask
Guess
yourself
you
this:
guys
why
couldn't hear
3B stand a chance to
Hello,
3A?
Mangler.
Because 3B, there are 3Bs that are close to 3A. There are 3Cs that are close to 3B.
Wait, what
There
are
are
we
4As close to 3C. There are
So
4Bs.
Alan's having trouble
Therefore-
understanding high 3A.
There is no 3A close to high 3A.
No. Hang on. What are you having problems with, Alan?
Okay, let me ask yourself this. Ask yourself this. We all know there's no such thing as a 3A character being close to any high 3A character, but there is such thing as a 3B character
There
being close
there
to
isn't a
3A
high
character. There is a such thing close to as a 3C character close to 3B character. 4A.
Alan, let
Yeah.
Mangler
Look.
speak if he's going.
Now you
Mangler's
But now-
trying.
now-
Alan.
I'm trying to
Mangler
help you
is
out.
Trying to help you.
If you're gonna be unreasonable, we're not gonna do this. There is no high 3A. There's just 3A and 3B. 3B is just universal. 3A is just infinite, three-dimensional, or infinite universal if you want to be technical.
Why did they have 3A and high 3A?
What? Wait, what?
They had 3A and high 3A.
There is no high 3A. Like, 3A is the infinite portion. 3B is just universal with no infinite stigma.
They
or
do have a high
situation
3A.
like that.
A
Versus
universal.
Battle Wiki change that at some point.
There's no high 3A. Once you get to infinity in the third dimension, you can't go any higher in that respective dimension.
Let me tell you, they one time had this.
Well, okay,
But-
if I understand if that was somehow a ranking at one point on Omniversal Battle Wiki or Versus Battle Wiki or whatever wiki, but it's not
Versus
anymore.
Battle Wiki.
It's not really
It's on-
relevant, and it wouldn't be correct.
Wait, did they actually change that? I haven't been on their tier list in a while.
I don't know. I'm just taking Alan's word for it.
Unless if they're referring to the observable universe being 3A or just all the matter in the universe. But I
Okay,
don't.
So finally fucking beat it thanks to the power of vampires. Woohoo.
But you understand what I mean, though, right?
Ooh, you
It's
vampire deck.
like, why would like the
I've been stuck on this boss. I've been stuck on this duel for like 20 minutes now. I kept fucking just freaking hard.
okay, let's do it.
I'll go backwards again, why not?
The breaks are difficult.
Ah! Ah, here it is! Found it!
Can
They
you
s-
calm
they-
down?
I didn't really go into the 5d's campaign at all. I've been playing this game every time I hang out with one of my friends. He bought this on Steam. We just use Parsec. We just play it.
Oh my
But
god, you and your fucking spyware. Be gone!
Dude, it's not
knave.
fucking spyware.
Be gone! Knave!
By the way, Alan, can you calm down with the talking? Cause there's
I'm
other people
sorry. Here it
talking
is. Here it is, Mangler. They said finitely, not infinitely for 3A.
You mean finite? Or
Mangler
Like-
over here every fucking time. Oh, parsec this, parsec that, parsec,
Dude.
parsec.
plenty of people use parse. It's not parson. It's parsec.
Yeah. See, that's how I remember it. Yeah, so that's versus battle.
What do you
wiki
mean?
tier
That's how
list.
you remember it. You haven't even
You see
used
it?
No, not parsec. I mean the versus battle wiki thing.
Do you see it on the voice chat text?
Mangler all got disappointed. He's like, you never even use parsec.
I wasn't disappointed.
3A characters stand no chance against high 3A characters, but a 3B character can stand a chance against a 3A character, according to this.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's go to Smash right now, actually.
Yeah, this is
But-
just the exact same. This
It's
is literally the
finitely,
exact
though.
same.
Finitely sized. Finite.
What the
You
fuck
can't reach.
Wait, this
you can't
motherfucker's
touch-
using Nordic?
You can't reach to outer space. You can't-
Gross.
What are you
can't
talking
touch
about?
it.
A universe is a finite amount of space. A universe
No,
consists of
try to
hundreds
touch
of
it. Try to
billions
touch outer
of
space.
galaxies.
You can't touch it. It's nighttime now. I'm trying to touch it right now.
What
I
the
can't reach it. I
fuck?
can't touch
What
outer
are you even
space.
talking about, Alan? Alan.
Alan,
Do you know how much space exists in a universe?
I can't touch it. I can't touch the
Okay, you're just being
universe.
delusional.
I have,
And-
I have no idea what's going on
For
right now.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Let me get this straight.
Vampires
Let me get-
Vampire?
Okay. 3B
Yeah, sure, why not?
can have observable universal in it.
Sure, I guess.
It doesn't mention this. It just refers to it as multi-galaxy.
I mean, when we say the observable universe, we're just referring to what we assume the universe's size to be. So generally speaking, 100 billion to maybe 200 billion galaxies. And all the
Really?
space that makes up those, as well as the space in between those galaxies from one to another.
Really, honest to God, this type of high amount of tiering system shouldn't belong to tier 3. It really should belong to tier 2 due to how immensely large it
I
is.
already explained to you why not.
Observable universal cannot reach to this. There's no
Oh no!
universal,
Guys, I think-
No! Street
I think
doesn't
Alan-
know!
There is
Genuinely
no
confused.
universal character that can reach up to something this fucking.
My life points, no!
You can't reach up to something this high with observable universe, no matter how far
I
the
would help you
baseline
that
it
we're
goes.
not in GX.
In terms of like finite level, in terms of like finite level, you can't go above like the baseline. No, I mean no matter how high the baseline you go above, in terms of observable universal, you still can't go it, even by a trillion or a quadrillion or Google. Okay, you know what I'm trying to say though, right?
Not you, Alan. No, I don't understand what you're trying to say. Type it out for me so I can understand it better.
Even if you go past Google Plexion of observable universal, you can't beat this tiering system.
Dante
You can't
beats
beat-
most versions of Spawn.
I'm referring to characters who are Google Plexion above
Defender the
observable
Deadpool.
universal.
No,
You
I'm
can't-
not referring to you on this one, Alan. I'm referring to someone in the comment section.
No matter
Dante
even if you
beats most versions of Spawn. If you don't bring in fucking, I think it's called God Spawn, which is the one that's combined with the Mother of all things, Dante beats
Okay.
all of the versions of Spawn.
the argument here, Mangler, is that even if you go Google Plexion above observable universal,
That's
you
not
can't
winking,
beat.
that's a fucking fact. Spawn's not that strong outside of his God form. That's just
You
a
can't
fact.
beat. Okay, from what you're saying, Mangler. Okay.
Stop wanking,
universal-
Dante.
Okay, from what
Dude,
you're saying, Mangler.
you say Zim's waking Dante all the time. You realize I'm the one constructing the arguments for most of our videos, and he agrees with me? Like, but you'll never say I'm waking Dante. But
I
you'll
will
only say
specify
Smith.
that if Mangler wanks DMC way harder than I do, I'm just gonna leave that one. If you
Yeah, but
think
nobody
I
wants to
wank
contest
DMC,
me on that. That's
Mangler
weird.
does wank DMC as well.
Mangler, I'm
What are you
sorry,
talking
no
about?
one wants to contest you, Mangler. I'm sorry.
No, I just find that to be kind of odd.
I'm sorry you're
you'll
being
contest
left out here,
Zim when
Mangler.
he has like 98% of the same arguments. I just throw 2% out there because there's a possibility that he's like Super V Bloody Palace.
Just
cannon.
because Mangler doesn't accept the true power of V is not my problem.
Okay, besides that, he has mostly identical arguments to a lot of the
But
things that I
Mango,
make. So
this.
I find
My
it weird
argument-
that you say he wanks Dante, but
Okay.
you don't say the same thing from me if we have almost the exact same argument.
but Mango,
You do wank
Mango, my
Dante as
argument
well.
is this.
What are you
I
talking
don't,
about?
and you haven't definitively proven anything. But
Can I
you're
summon
welcome to try.
Yugioh?
Again,
Mango, my argument is this, okay?
Dio,
Is that
go.
well? Okay, you remember when you said that
I-
that
Overlay!
universe of their 3A is like infinite in some way, right?
Dio from
there are so many
Jojo's
people
Bizarre
talking
Adventure.
at one time right now.
I'm like 3A is so high that no amount of finite can reach it, right?
Alan, for fuck's sake, just type out your reason.
Ryan, if Divine Spawn's only 5D, he gets crushed by Dante. The 2B Dante that I've said, I've already said this before, but I guess I haven't mentioned it on stream in a while. When I put Dante at 2B, based off of blood, that's because I didn't feel comfortable putting him any higher, because I thought it would be more interesting for him to fight 2B characters. Also because he didn't specifically have a statement that said he could blow up, like, infinite universes, or infinite space-time continuums. But then I realized that blood doesn't actually care about that, because he already surpassed an infinite dimensional barrier by getting a couple ounces of blood, and he gets way more blood than that between then and DMC5, so he would be a 1B character by DMC5. Because he would just be jumping up dimensions every time he gets a couple ounces
And
of
that's
blood.
also not including the fruit statements and fruits, shit like that. So
I'm just saying, like, if Divine Spawn is only 5D, Dante probably picks him up and rips him in half.
Anyways, Angler, time to refute.
Regarding
Remember when you said that?
Can I have the fee for why Divine Spawn is 5D? Just out of curiosity, because I've never heard it be at 2B. I've always
Chaos,
heard
what
2C.
are you saying? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You said that.
Okay, then, so to tell you about
Composite
fucking
Dante
Divine
just won
Spawn
it
being
because
5D,
he
it's
defeated
because
Ultron
both
Six.
God and
Hang on. There
Satan
are
go
two people
boom.
talking at one time. One at a time, children.
Okay.
first. Right.
Just type it out.
Divine Spawn being 5D, the reason that
Oh, it's just shit.
Divine Spawn was 5D is because God and Satan within the Spawnverse both are above infinite universes and transcend space and time. So yeah, there's that.
But
Alright.
Mango,
All right,
there it is. There's
Chaos.
the text.
What did you want to say? Hey guys, Chaos speak.
Okay, thanks. Anyways, one of your arguments for 1D Dante was because he defeated Ultron Sigma, who was going to fuse Capcom and Marvel, with Marvel being an
Wait,
omniverse.
that was one of my arguments? I actually
Yeah.
said that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Dante.
Yeah.
That was, by the way, that's non-canon. I'm referring to canon Dante. Canon Dante by the end of DMC5, or by DMC5. Beginning of it would be 1B. But I never actually scaled Infinite. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I wanted to, but Dante doesn't really do anything to Ultron Sigma. He blocks him for one attack,
okay.
and then there's nothing. All he really does is crap on Jeddah, but I don't know how strong Jeddah is, so I can't really scale him.
Jeddah technically was the one who merged the universes to begin with. Technically.
Okay.
So I guess he'd just be 3A or 2C.
Well, no. So he merged the Marvel Omniverse with Capcom's universe, essentially.
Oh. Well, I didn't scale him regardless because I was just it's it's easier to scale. What's it called? Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Dante, because he defeats Galactus and Mephisto. Well, he doesn't even fight Mephisto. Mephisto shits himself at the thought of wanting to fight Dante because Dante holds him at gunpoint and threatens to murder him if he doesn't give him a job to pay his rent. And Mephisto's like, all right.
But Megler, do you see the
I don't know what this
set?
would have to do with canon Dante. This isn't like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Dante isn't canon to DMC. That's a completely different Dante.
Oh my goodness. Fucking Black Wings! Ah!
Wait, you said he was the strongest, so is the argument that he's stronger than canon Dante? Well, how would that debunk Dante being, like, higher than 2B, though?
But Megler, do you see the text that I made as to why those kinds of 3As and high 3As don't belong on tier 3 and tier 3A should
I guess I've kind of given up on you tonight, Alan. Maybe come back tomorrow. We'll restart this entire process, or not. Maybe we'll just talk about something else and forget this conversation ever happened.
Mangler's already on his way to becoming a good parent. Look at him go. Look, Alan, this is Alan.
Bold of you to assume that children have a short memory.
Those tierings don't belong on tier 3.
Alan, you're just gonna have to accept it's a difference of opinion, and you're just gonna have to leave it.
Alan, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter because those tierings don't exist on the current versus battle wiki. That's an old tiering page, so you don't have to worry about this.
No, that's a current one right now.
Yeah, okay, because it does make sense more or less. Because so this is specifically just 3-dimensional. Oh, hang on, I am dueling right now. This is specifically just 3-dimensional, like, limits. So it's not including the 4th dimension. So basically, it should say, like, as high as you want to fucking go, but you're not 4th dimensional yet. That's what it should be tiered as.
It's just that the gap is so high that's high on, like, the types of merits of, like, tier 2, due to how tier 2 has such one-sided gaps. Tier 3 shouldn't have one-sided gaps.
Alan, just look at it as, instead of infinite 3A, just look at it as, like, everything above 1 3A.
I don't know.
Just call it infinite 3-dimensional. Don't bother with like.
It doesn't seem to be that such one-sided gaps of the two lettered tiering systems should belong to each other, because tier 2 and 1 are known to have one-sided gaps, even by just one letter or just by low and mid. Like,
why are Black Wings such cancer?
Tier 3 is the last tiering system to follow the finite format that's not infinite with 3C and 3B. But with 3A, it seems as if it has the characteristics of tier 2 in terms of one-sided gap that's just one-shotted.
Yeah,
no
shit, because the higher you go, the fucking lower everything gets. That just makes sense.
Yeah, but a 4A character can fight against a 3C character.
Okay, well, what's 4A and what's 3C?
Okay, 4A is multi-solar system level, 3C is galaxy level, but there are 4A...
That's not a fight, that's what the fuck are you on about? That's not a fight!
Okay, for example, let's say the 4A is significantly close to galaxy level.
Hang on, Alan. The top of multi-solar system up to galaxy level is a massive range of hundreds of billions of times.
I'm referring to the ones who are close to 3C. There are no close 3Cs to 3As. There are 4As that are close to 3Cs that control to some proportion of a galaxy.
No, they're fucking
Also, guys, when I say Dante fights Ultron Sigma, he fights with quotation marks, because he only really talks or interacts with them twice in Infinite. One is at the beginning where he blocks a strike from him and then just gets punched out of the way. And the other time is when he shows up with the Soul Stone and just like, oh, Dante, you're our only hope, and then he just gets captured and everybody just starts fighting with like...
So, are you telling me, he doesn't Nero and just tells Ultron Sigma, get out of my way?
Let's just say he couldn't summon Deadpool to save him this time.
Okay, for example, let's say someone controls like most of the galaxy. They would still be multi-solar system level because they didn't control the whole galaxy. But they are close to a galaxy level character, which means they stand a chance if fighting against a galaxy level character by baseline.
No,
yes, they do.
No, they don't. Alan, if you could break like half a city block with your bare hands, like with one punch, you're gonna get your ass destroyed by someone who can break the entire city block with one punch.
Not entirely.
Yes,
not
you
entirely.
would. That is literally double your strength.
If you're faster, let's say
okay,
that
but we're
person
not
who
talking speed right now, Alan. We're talking sheer AP. There is no comparison here. That is a massive spike.
They still stand a chance in terms of they have hacks and abilities, which means if they hit them
enough,
enough,
we're not talking hacks and abilities,
them.
Alan. We're talking straight AP. You don't stand a chance in that fight. Just like a fucking...
I wish...
But they still can potentially hurt them.
The Imperial Guardsman novels. Because I know nothing about the
Especially if they're
like... This motherfucker
75.
just summoned a 4,000 beat stick in one fucking turn?
Oh, Nordics.
Are you fucking shitting me right now?
Are you playing
Especially
Valkyries?
if they're like 75
I am playing Valkyries.
Especially if they're like 75 to 90% of the Galaxy level character, they stand some chance against that baseline Galaxy level character.
Hang on.
But if you have a low 2C against a 2C character, or like a 2B against a 2A character,
can you just drop this? Like it's, I'm a little tired right now, and I'm tired of hearing of this. Please.
I know, it hurts. It hurts to know the truth that the system.
You're just gonna have to wait a little, Mangler. You're just gonna have to wait a little. Hang on. I gotta try and fucking beat.
I didn't think I would break Mangler's monologuing this badly. I didn't think I would be able to.
I haven't been talking for a while. I go in and out.
Okay. Activate the effect. Can we kill him with this? Wow. We popped him. That was super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
I wish I remembered what the Synchro Monster effect for the Nordic is.
Let me see here. Once per turn, you can make this card unaffected by spell and trap cards. Once per turn during the end phase, if this face-up card you control was destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, you can banish one Nordic Ascended Tuner. Okay, so we can special summon him if I don't OTK him. A shame I'm playing Valkyries.
I've got to rest. I've got to spare the sheep from the wolves being devoured. Good night, everybody.
Night, Alan.
I'm just getting grabbed today. Jesus.
You still fucking trying to do your Dark Souls fucking no death run?
I am. I actually got quite a bit far, but I had some fucking problems with the RNG. I was in like hides, like the playthrough was pretty much perfect, and then I had the typical like fuck up with like level design where I fell off. So every single time it is a different area, so it's the same problems aren't occurring. I'm eliminating it as I go on. But for some reason, when I go to Hyde's Tower of Flame, I'm having some really inconsistent drop rates with the Hyde's Knights. Like, I must have killed them all. I want to say I killed the first two near fire, and I must have killed them, like, 20 of them, because I exhausted all the respawns, and I killed the other ones, like, half a dozen times a piece. So I must have blown through, like, 40 Hyde's Knights, and...
I still didn't get what I wanted.
And I only got, like, 2 Hyde's Knight swords instead of, like, the chainmail or the leggings, which is what I wanted. I just needed more defense. But the game was like, nah, fuck you.
You'll do good with what we tell you. Alright. Which version of Dante are you using? Why do you guys think SMT characters are universal? Aren't they multiversal? Basically, fucking Chaos, didn't I just get done fucking telling you I don't talk about real religion on this channel? Nigga, stop that shit.
I wish I could scale SMT, but the only way that I can do that is get, what's it called? The, SMT, like, Nocturne off of the, PS2 emulator.
Yes. So I've heard.
Wait.
The what?
Oh, that was coming this way. Wait,
Did you watch it?
No, I've been fucking streaming
You
on.
shriveled up pussy.
What the fuck are you on about?
I'm gonna come in like half an hour and movie room.
Alright.
Ryan, I have the hero. I am the hero now. I will play a hero that does not require the command menu.
Okay.
Neo explained that to EX. Neo explained that to X. What the fuck? Guys, real life sucks. We try to avoid real life on this channel.
When the power of the Dragon Quest games is not enough because the fucking King of Evil comes in and just drop kicks you. I'm playing Smash, by the way.
Ugh, disgusting.
What do you mean disgusting? Shut up.
Ugh, Smash Brothers. How much play a real fighting game, like Dead or Alive? What the?
You can't even say that with a straight face. You know.
Hey! I do think Dead or Alive is real fighting. I do think Dead or Alive is more of a fighting game than Smash
Oh, I think it's a
Brothers.
fighting game too. I just don't. The idea that Smash isn't a fighting game is hilarious.
Smash is a Sonic simulator. You're just gonna have to accept it.
A Sonic sim. There are other characters on the roster other than
No,
Sonic.
there aren't. It's kind of like that. It's never for nothing. Fucking.
See, you're the person that opens up the freaking roster and is like, look, there's Sonic, there's Tails over there, points at Pikachu, there's Knuckles over there, pointing at like Mario or something. And like, I can probably find Shadow somewhere in here, and Silver.
You guys call him Dark Pit for some reason. I don't understand.
What the hell does that make Pit?
Pit is the girl from Sonic 06.
Oh. Wow.
Dead or Alive is for pussies. Dead or Alive is the best fighting game out there. What do you? Okay, let me rephrase that. Dead or Alive is the best 3D fighting game out there.
Isn't it 2.5? It's 2.5.
Hang on, I gotta actually fucking kill this guy first.
Anyways, I'm back and
Well, no,
sorry about that.
No. Okay, so if we're talking 3D fighter is like fucking Dragon Ball Raging Blast and shit, or Tenkaichi, then yeah.
Well, so I think those are technically arena fighters. If we're so 3D fighters are like just kind of exactly what you would expect. Like they have 3-dimensional aspects, like Tekken or Dead or Alive. And I think Soul Calibur, but I could be wrong.
So Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive, and Tekken are all the fucking same, more or less. Except I would argue Tekken is a 2D fighter trying to be 3D. The others are 3D fighters that are trying to be 2D.
No, Tekken is 3D.
No,
Tekken,
no.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
have you played Soul Calibur? Have you played Dead or Alive?
No, Tekken.
No, I know, but have you played the others to compare it to?
Yes.
Okay, if you play the others, there's no way with a straight face you can tell me it's exactly the same as the others.
They are 3D.
No. I understand that, but Tekken's more 2D oriented than the others. It almost feels like
you can do just as much turning, just as much like
nowhere
swapping,
near. No, I mean you can, but it's nowhere near as like incredible.
Yeah. You can tell me the degree to mechanics, the degree to like the depth.
That is it.
I can't fucking say it. You can say for certain that the mechanics of like movement in a 3-dimensional plane are more advanced in Dead or Alive than they are in Tekken. But like that doesn't make Tekken not 3D.
No.
That doesn't make Tekken not.
No. I'm not saying it's not fucking 3D. It is. It's just that like it's a 2D fighter.
Sure. It's 2D. It doesn't have the
pretending to be
same
3D.
Well, I wouldn't.
You know what I
say
mean?
that
Just because you're saying this, I'm gonna do a turn 1 Dark Hole play.
Whoa, wait! Don't do turn 1 Dark Hole if you got Fissure. Oh wait.
I don't have Fissure, Mingler.
Hold on.
Well, always say Fissure. Fissure is more valuable.
Okay, wait, hang on. What were you saying, Chaos?
You want to know the best fighting game ever?
I mean, you're probably wrong, but go ahead.
No. Senran Kagura.
I don't play Valkyries. You're on your own.
I've noticed. I don't know what the hell that is.
Senran Kagura.
No clue.
Devil May Cry is the best fighting game.
Okay, Excalicaller. Regarding the debunked videos on Neo, You're gonna find out that in this community, everyone has debunk videos on them, except for me, because no one cares about me.
No, correction, no one cares about DMC, which means by default they don't care about you.
So yeah, again, so like, don't think just because there are debunked videos that the guy is inherently wrong. I would highly recommend you watch for yourself and make the decision on your own.
So if we were saying arena fighters, that would be like the Dragon Ball games, the Storm games, Jump Force, things like some of the One Piece.
Jump Force is the best anime fighting game of the past 5 years. Fight me.
Oh, because it's the
Good thing
only
that you slipped in that past 5 years there.
because it's the only anime fighting game series there.
This motherfucker played my Pokemon my second
Wait. Past 5 years. It's 2020. Yeah, no, I disagree with that. Storm.
Please, Waboka!
What is
Sim throwing a
happening?
fit.
Why are you screaming?
So I play my fucking card that sends me to the next battle phase.
If I already wiped them down yesterday, they're clean, right?
Yes.
And either way, it's been a couple days.
Yeah.
And there's likely no chance we really got the virus yesterday.
Yeah.
Today,
Yeah. It's good. It's just probably fine. Yeah. And the
Well.
fucker on my second turn, where I'm gonna end the match, plays fucking Waboku. Ah!
I mean, what happens when you do a double battle phase? Does
Well-
it skip one of your phases?
So no. So I skip his turn completely. I
Does
tell
Mortal
him-
Kombat 4 through 8 count as an arena fighter?
Yes.
I mean, that depends on
No, no,
what
no.
camera
Oh,
angles it
okay.
has.
Okay. They're nigga. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Did you play it?
No, I didn't play the only Mortal Kombats I played were 9, a little bit of 10, and Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. I didn't play any of them.
Okay. Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. Is it 2D or 3D?
It's weird. It's technically 2, but
Can you
and
move around?
with no swaying at all. It's just there are points where you can like knock people off of certain arenas onto other arenas, and
That's
there's like
2D. That's 2D. Don't worry. Stage transitions do not make it a 3D fighter.
all right, because if it is 3D at all, it's only during the stage transition. Like at no point during the normal fight.
Okay, we're almost done. Finally, we're almost at the end. Oh, good lord.
Oh my God, Sonic, why? Oh yeah, it's funny how you said that Smash is nothing but a Sonic game because I picked random for the computer and guess what fucking popped out?
Are you surprised? You shouldn't be.
Oh, I knew it. The system was rigged all along.
The truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
You think you're so funny, don't you?
I think I'm fucking hilarious. And
Why
it's
do you
good because
scream a
someone has
lot,
to.
though?
Oh,
What?
Why do you scream a lot?
Because I'm energetic.
he's
No.
under pressure.
Because you're a
What?
crazy ass psychopath who needs to go to a mental hospital. That's why.
Quite the leap in logic there, buddy.
I mean, if that were true, I would be a high-functioning sociopath more than a high-functioning psychopath.
Yeah, that's why you need a shotgun in your face.
You gonna say a shotgun in my face? Okay, take it easy there, Fortnite player. Oh, so Dysfunctional Dildo actually commented on my channel again. So I'm gonna check and see if he has his old videos.
Oh, I love that guy.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
love that guy.
Very deep fucking voice. Very deep fucking voice. But I'm gonna check and see if he still has his videos, because if he still has his old videos, I can finally show Mangler Trish having hand-to-hand combat.
You finally what?
Just let it happen, Mangler.
No, I didn't hear you. There's nothing happening because I didn't hear what you said. Stop shushing me. I want context.
Just let it happen.
Anyways,
Okay, quick
y'all
map
hear me?
powers activate. Is that 4K damage? That's 4K damage.
Oh wait, I just got electroshocked for
Okay,
11 damage.
so unless this fucker plays Wabuku or some other bullshit, we're gonna win the game right now. Because Valkyries are like the OTK machine.
It's not Wabuku, it's Wabaku.
Oh,
It's what?
No, you
Did he
shut
just
the fuck up. You
over?
shut the fuck up. You shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about fucking pronunciations after I found out that Blaze Blue is pronounced BlazBlue.
So wait, your whole world is shattered, and for that reason, I need to stop talking.
For that reason, you need to stop giving me shit about fucking how to pronounce shit. It's Dawn of the Machines.
Wow, I never realized how annoying that arrow was until it was used on me. I guess that's what I get for poking everybody with it.
Am I the bad guy?
Yeah, well, so what I do with Dark Pit, oftentimes when I see someone with an annoying projectile, I just launch Silver Arrow and I just poke them right in the middle of the animation. It's especially annoying for hero players when they're trying to open up their command menu, and the frame data is just enough to where I can hit them right before they do it, so they can never use the command menu except when I'm off stage. They're just like, all right, let me go with it. Oh, hit me with the arrow.
Oh my
Just roll with
god,
it.
that might be the
Arrow.
single worst bricked hand I've ever fucking seen. Good lord. Okay.
Galamoth versus the Icon of Sin. Who wins? Nobody, because I don't know who either of those people are.
I don't know who Galamoth is. I know what the Icon of Sin is. Speaking of Icon of Sin, you finally beat fucking Doom?
No, I haven't gotten back to my dad's house to finish playing it, but I will.
Yeah. So,
soon.
you know, all that good old fun time, house time situation.
Why do I feel like it's not going to be so fun? Don't preempt me like that.
Okay, so let's see, what's coming up next?
You said Dysfunctional Dildo commented on one of your videos, right?
Yeah.
Which one?
I'm not sure. I'm currently trying to duel Mingler. Okay, Mech Lord Army of Weisel. What the fuck kind of name is that? Alright, you guys remember that one. Mech Lord Army of Weisel.
Did you just say Army of Lysol?
Something like that. It's a Mech Lord, so... Mech Lord Army of Weisel. Oh, there we go. Back. Mech Lord Army of Weiss. Wait, where is it? Where is it? We're on Mecha. We're on Mecha, so it should be around here somewhere. Fuck.
I'm wondering when the imposter me is going to comment on another one of your videos. Because love to have that conversation with that man now that I have my YouTube account.
Are
proper
you
YouTube account now.
kidding me? He's not here? Oh my dumbass, it's Mech Lord. As in M-E-K. Oh, I'm retarded.
What's wrong? What went wrong?
I mean, Icon of Sin's pretty strong, actually. Okay, so I was looking for the wrong spelling for Mech Lord. It's a lot fucking it's with a fucking K. Yeah, here we go.
And this connection is so funky.
There it is.
I guess Chaos left it. With the voice call.
Oh, okay, I was left the voice call.
Yeah. Still in the chat though, so.
Okay.
Here, come here, Darkbird. You need my neutral air in your life.
Let's see, what do we have here?
Oh yeah, Ryan, did you hear when I said I bought Hero? Because I just wanted to play him, but I didn't want to use his command menu. So I decided that when I played Hero, I refused to use his command menu.
I know I
Because
said
I
it
hate it so
correctly.
much.
I called a monster, but okay, whatever.
He's still so good without it, though.
Alright.
It's like a better Robin. That Nair. So good.
Alright, so we're skipping our opponent's turn because this is totally balanced in every single way, shape, and form. Oh, good, my goodness gracious me. I was kind of hoping to be done with 5d's today.
Did I just get sniped? I did just get sniped.
Oh man.
The V.
I guess we'd be reviewing both visions of V, huh?
We were doing what?
Well, we would be reviewing both of them because I don't think we reviewed the last filler.
Yeah, no, we didn't because it was filler, so...
And then we got
technically
some
taking two
more filler.
I know, but now it's technically not filler because we have 2 chapters.
Yeah, okay, so then I should be able to put monster card. Yeah, okay, so this should go onto the field then. Guys, we're always talking about power levels. What if we go to another topic like music?
Sure. I mean...
That's crazy.
Don't talk about power levels. Nonsense.
You know what? That's a crazy idea. It just might work. Hang on, where the fuck is this asshole? There it is.
Oh wait, I can finally consistently play Hero Kirby by having the computer play Hero.
Wait, did you just say you
taking his-
like Ramstein? I'm sorry, when did Destroy All Humans come into play?
Hey, that was a great game.
Hey, I'm not disrespecting Destroy All Humans. I'm just saying that the reboots.
Better not.
Bitch,
fight.
I bet you didn't even play Destroy All Humans 2 players, did you?
I didn't have Destroy All Humans 2. I couldn't get it.
Damn, sounds like a bitch move to me.
What do you mean a bitch move? If I had known there was a sequel, I definitely would have gotten it as a
Smells like bitch.
What do you mean smells like bitch? Oh, so this is what it's like to fight the computer with complete RNG.
Mangler over here. Oh, I didn't know Destroy All Humans had a sequel. It had like 3. Although, to be fair, I think 2 of them were Nintendo exclusives.
Ew. I only remember Destroy All Humans 2. That was the one I knew about it years later, but at that point I was already in the next console gen.
I never played Path of the Furon or Big Willie's Revenge, I think it's called.
It's being the first one's being remade, or
And
not
it
remade,
looks
remastered.
fucking awful.
It does not look awful. That is
It
factually
does.
incorrect.
That is factually correct.
Are
No.
we talking about the
No.
same game here?
Yeah? Dude, that new one looks fucking gross. I understand they didn't want to do... Well, actually, no, I don't understand. So the original game had a semi-realistic appearance to it, and that's what made it, I think, honestly pretty appealing, all things considered, because it didn't look so fucking weird. So they decided for this new one to make a more cartoony setup, and it just looks gross as shit.
Jesus, Kamikaze does 70 damage from 0? That's kind of stupid. Why on... the fuck? Like, why would you ever need that much damage?
Destroy All Humans 2 also had a pretty good story. I don't think it was the perfect sequel, but in comparison to like other game sequels I've seen, it wasn't the worst. Alright, let's see if we can't fuck over... Nigga, is that motherfucker really playing Space Gate?
That's a funny card.
He's played Space Gate. Are you fucking kidding me? Wait. Can I not destroy this tuner by battle this turn? Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, fuck it. We're just gonna have to skip. We're just gonna have to skip it. We're gonna use my power of literally skipping my opponent's turn to bypass their bullshit effect.
Ryan, were you saying something?
No.
How's your Dark Souls playthrough going?
I haven't really got around to it because I've had other stuff to do as of right now.
Goodness. Fuck
I'm
me.
planning to get back to it once I get like some very important project done. I'm gonna get back to my thing through the supposed hardest game ever.
Oh,
That's a weird way
If
of
only
saying
that
The
were true.
Sims.
Even though fucking
That would be the hardest
21 on
game to
DMT
play.
difficulty makes every fucking Soulsborne game look
Dude,
plus
The
C
Sims
by
is
comparison.
difficult because I could never like actually get into that game. You'd have to you couldn't pay me to play that game. It's just not my type of game. Therefore, it is the most difficult game I will ever play in my life. Or just take the most tedious Sims game. That'll be the most difficult one for me.
Also, let's not forget fucking Halo 2 on Legendary. Fucking Jackal Snipers.
Nothing.
Well,
but
they're only on
great.
a certain amount of missions.
Oh, come on, everyone fucking hates that. Most people fucking hate that difficulty.
Oh my goodness, I fucking hate Resonator cards.
I mean, Halo 2 Legendary is not that difficult. It's just there's certain missions that are a pain in the ass. It kind of has the silly, Halo 2's gimmick in one of its level designs is just the fact that one of its levels has a lot of snipers in some really bad positions, as well as an area for spawning snipers that come back into a position if you don't move past and prevent them from spawning.
I mean, what else?
But once
what
you
else
get
do
past
you
that
need?
area, that they pretty much get rid of them, or they put them in areas where it's way more convenient to take them out.
I have to let
No,
the Resonator was the best option.
Which Resonator did you take out?
No, so I can control what he's gonna draw with the Valkyrie deck. So hey, Abyss Hunter, I got X-Dead. I got X-Dead, and I'm gonna purple him just for you, buddy. I'm gonna purple X-Dead just for you. Are you back to playing Upper Omnia or not yet?
I'm getting bodied by Hero.
Warhammer
Read what I
40K is a
saw.
series I affectionately like to call fucking retarded. And it's not like a bad retarded. It's like a retarded of what the fuck am I looking at here?
Warhammer 40K is kind of a massive time investment because it is one of probably the biggest franchise that I can think of something to get interested in. Because there are so many books and so many authors.
Okay, what the
There's
fuck is
literally a library of them. And that's just of the Horus Heresy. That's not even the actual post 40k millennia, which is where current Warhammer 40k occurs.
Synchro monsters destroyed the world?
Apparently.
And apparently Synchro monsters created a synchro energy that destroyed the future?
The future. I wish I cared enough to scale 40k. I just know that there are some pretty overpowered humans in there. From what I've read of
Well,
the
there's quite
Imperial
a few
Guards,
overpowered characters like the Chaos Gods who are like outer verse within the fucking world.
I heard mumble, outer
the
verse,
Chaos.
mumble. Chaos, someone said something. I think that was Ryan.
The
Wait,
Chaos
who the fuck is this fucker?
Gods are not by the sheer fact that all of their comes from like an in their world. Like he only existed because of the and the reality on molding with those aspects of those oceans, thus creating more power because of those things. But if they found a way to
Mangler, you are cutting out like crazy.
say he's unconstrained by dimension. Son of a bitch.
Oh man,
Son of a fucking bitch.
That's a trash first hand, but at least it started with Dark Hole, so I can Dark Hole. Another Mech Lord? Yeah, so Abyss Hunter, can't wait to try out X-Death. Hopefully it won't be shit like Ultimisia. I played him a little bit, and I'm not the biggest fan of what I'm seeing, but you know what? I'm willing to
Everybody hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I was saying they're not universal. Not.
I see. Dark Hole. Oh my goodness, what the fuck is th- Alright. I've got the strategy down. I'm about to pull some Heart of the Cards bullshit right now.
I cannot hear you. Or I can hear you, but I can't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Time to believe in the fucking heart of the motherfucking cards.
They're definitely higher dimensional beings, but the entirety of their power is dependent on the other things inside of the warp. So, like Karn or Korn or whatever the fuck, the blood god essentially, like he only gains power or gets to keep his power at all from the existence of blood and violence and death occurring on the other side of the warp. So if that dropped for any reason, he would lose a significant portion of his power. I mean, granted, you could always say his followers would be like, "All right, we'll sacrifice for the blood god." And then
this is gonna be the last duel of the night, guys. This is gonna be the last duel of the night.
But like, let's just say, for the sake of argument, the emperor of the on his dying throne, or dying undead throne, whatever, just transported literally every single human on the other side of the warp to another dimension of reality, like, and all of his armies as well, and the Chaos Gods couldn't get to them, or needed time to get to them, and by the time they did, it would have been like years time passed in their thing. The Chaos Gods would have lost a significant number of power because they don't have the people who are powering their abilities. I'm not too familiar with a lot of their like standings. I know they're higher dimensional beings, but one of the main things about the Chaos Gods that you learn in Warhammer 40k is that they just require things to make their power stronger, or to exist at all.
I fucked up. My one chance to win this duel easily. I fucked up. Now I'm gonna have to actually play this duel. What the fuck is this?
The God Emperor of Mankind.
Wait, God Emperor of Mankind?
Yeah, that's what he's called.
_Mimi11.
I don't know.
I think it's one of your subscribers. It might be Triple or somebody, because this is their bio. Things I want to do when I get older. Actor, voice actor, screenwrite, and I love Roman numerals. That's gotta be one of your subscribers. Whoever that was, thank you. That just sounds like DMC angst.
You know what? I need some good news. Tell me Kakashi's fucking
Kakashi 6'9"? Still
No. Tell me fucking Kakashi's in Uchiha.
What are you talking about? That was all.
I'll watch that.
Honestly,
Again.
runs really
if you
fast.
can finish the Horus Heresy,
Like he's fast. Like he's like, I'm fast as fuck, boy.
that's still pretty good. It's just, I don't even think the Horus Heresy is like still complete weapons, right? Like, it's not, obviously the end of it is for a fight, but like it's never gotten to that point
The
just
Horus
yet.
Heresy? What
It's
the fuck?
Yeah, do you not know what the Horus Heresy is?
No, I don't pay attention to fucking,
Well, it's just basically War Master is just his chief Primarch, his genetically biological son. Or there's a couple other legions.
Oh,
The Space
whoa,
Marine.
fuck, what the fuck?
Like hundreds of thousands of Space Marine legions turn against each other, and they become the Traitor Legions, along with the Traitor Primarchs.
Horus Heresy is basically a basic understanding why the Imperium is a shithole in 40k. I thought the Imperium was a shithole because they're literally fighting demons that keep coming from the other side of the planet.
I wish I could. Zim, leave the call and rejoin. Jesus Christ, I cannot hear you.
Hello?
Yeah.
Angler,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. For the Emperor, yeah.
Alright. Well, we ended up, we did not beat 5d's today, unfortunately, because some fucking how I got fucking stuck for like half an hour on one fucking duel. And it irks me that happened. Alright. And... Alright.
Hey, Mango, you by any chance happen to have seen my fucking Smash power tier list? Or canonical power tier list?
Hang on a minute.
Whack. Okay, so with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the stream here because my brother's also going to be talking to his friend right now, and that's going to make things very, confusing. So, Mangler seems to have bailed at some point. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the next stream or video.
Right.